Welcome to the wonderful state of Florida. Now this is the last stop on my big adventure, and it's gonna be our grand finale. Got tons of wild stuff planned, so I'm super excited. Florida is a very beautiful and elaborate state because you got the mainland like Orlando area and all this, and you got, hello seagulls, and then you got the coast, you got the bay side, which is like the Gulf of Mexico area, and then the big ocean side, big blue ocean that you can see, and then you go down like more south and you find the Florida Everglades, which is full of swampy area with lots of little reptiles like alligators and snakes and all sorts of stuff. And then even farther down, which is where I'm gonna go, is the Florida Keys, and I'm gonna go to the most southern point of the continental United States, which is Key West, and it'll be wild. I'm super excited for everything. Oh my gosh, I almost fell backwards. Some super clear water with super big fish like tarpon, snook, blacktip shark, all sorts of things. Hopefully we'll get to spot some. I've got my saltwater rods, got my normal tackle box. I've also got polarized sunglasses. Polarized depletes the amount of reflection that is found in water, so when we're in the Keys, hopefully with these guys we'll be able to spot fish easier. Got nets because some fish you don't want to touch when you pull them out of the water, and it's just an easier, safer landing for them. But yeah, I've got all sorts of stuff back at my camp, and yeah, so how about we get some adventuring, and hopefully the Sunshine State lives up to its name. Okay you guys, so after fishing for a little while in the surf of Florida, northeastern Florida, I have managed to snag something that I catch quite often in Texas, but it is a prized fish. People eat it, but of course this guy's going back. This is a whiting, also known as a kingfish. They feed on shrimp and they like to live on sandbars. He's got a mouth of a bottom feeder. He's got a slightly small mouth. I was using a circle hook, which is better. He's got a little tiny beard on his face, you can see, and a black tip on his tail. But this guy's going back, and thank you, Mr. Whiting, for letting me reel you in. Hello, everybody. I am back at camp, and boy, are the bugs singing tonight. My goodness. So I have my fancy sink right here, as you can see, with a nice lantern, nice new lantern. I'm a high roller. Got my nice fire pit right here with a grill, and it looks like it's been cleaned out recently. And I've got my wonderful tent right here. As you can see, it is all wet. It's been up for about, I don't know, 3 hours so far, and it's been through a storm. Well, not really a storm, I guess like an evening rain. It was raining pretty hard earlier today. And over here I have a little shelter that I did build all by myself. I've got stakes down here along this tent, and, or not tent, I mean table, and it's a nice little rain protection area. I got a pokewalker holding it up as tight to these staff things. But yeah, you guys, the bugs are chirping, and it's kind of like a rainforest here, especially when it rains while it's sunshine, which is a really cool sight. Saw that earlier today. Hopefully I'll be able to show you guys that. And yeah, so if I don't see you guys later tonight, good night, sleep well. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunny day tomorrow, and we can go shell hunting and fishing and what's not. Good morning, you guys. Now it is a few hours since I went to bed, and listen to that, the bugs are still chirping. But it's humid right now, and it's still gonna get more humid. You might notice that my hair is slightly disgusting. That's because of all the sweat that left my head last night as I attempted to get some good night's sleep. But these shorts, I wore them into the ocean last night and I set them out to dry, and in the morning they were even more wet than when I set them out, and it's just from the pure air humidity. Like, it must take forever for any of these wet object clothes to dry with all the moisture in the air. Plus it rained this morning, but they were under protection, so thankfully they're not super soaked. But yeah, so there's lots of cool things about Florida. It actually looks like a jungle right behind my campsite. Like, look at these big palms. And there's also another creature I want to show you. I've seen lots of creatures so far, but this one is probably the scariest. Here's a small version of it. It's eating something right now. There's a big giant spider with some yellow and black legs. And yeah, he's having a meal. I'll go show you guys a bigger one though, because there's a bigger, cooler one farther over. Spiders everywhere. But yeah, so far I've seen like spiders, frogs, snakes, all sorts of things. And we're almost to the other spider. It's very scary because when you're walking around and you get hit by spider webs, you think that there's a giant spider on your face. Okay, here's a big dude. My goodness, he is gigantic. Okay. Wow, look at that spider. My goodness. I can't really do a hand comparison because he might not like that. Wow, that's a big spider, you guys. And his big net. And imagine that all that web is waiting to catch something, and my goodness, he must get tons of meals every day. Rawr. Don't want to get bit by him, otherwise I'll turn into Spider-Man. But yeah, so what do you say we get to some adventuring today, and hopefully it'll stay this sunny all day long. Oh, and I've also seen some crabs, so hopefully I'll get to show you those guys too. So I just got off the beach and I saw a little gecko on that tree. That's cute, and he had a little blue tail and stripes. But yeah, so I'm hiking through the trees now, and unfortunately another storm is coming in, and yeah, I gotta wait it out. Lots of storms come in lately, so I'm pretty used to it, but it's still not something I'm fond of. I was really hoping to get some fishing done on that beach because I could see some fish jumping out there, like good size, probably a little over a foot. Probably, I don't know what they were, drum, mullet, something like that. So hopefully after the storm I might get out there and do some fishing, but I gotta get sheltered because the last place you want to be when there's a lightning storm is in a flat open area like that beach holding a big metal pole. So yeah, talk to you when the storm's done, or during the storm, or anytime in the near future, you guys. back here to make its own little natural runoff area. And hopefully this will help with future rainstorms, because now I'm sort of creating like its own little river. It's taking way, it's getting cleared out by water. But I'll talk to you guys in a little bit after I get all cleaned up. Well, you guys, that was fun. Yeah, so I just got to go swimming, and I actually kind of enjoyed it, other than the fact that my sleepy place could have gotten very wet, but luckily it didn't. So my hard work was worth it. I dug a trench back there and swished water away back into the jungle area so that it wouldn't get my tent too wet. Right here was completely submerged underwater, so you can see what I did is I took some dirt from the trench and put it on here to elevate it, and luckily only the inside of that corner got wet, so I'll be sleeping dry tonight, you guys. But yeah, I also put this barricade right here, a big log with some smaller logs, and hopefully my shorts will dry in this humidity. It might be a pretty good gamble, but yeah, I'm gonna get some more adventuring before I go to bed, and I'll have to get some more firewood too because that got soaked. But it was fun, you guys. So aside from sliding around in the mud and being able to jump around in puddles, rain does bring another good thing, and that is big beautiful rainbows. Now you can see there's one behind me. It's very vibrant. Hopefully you can see it. It's kind of bright over there. You can see it goes all the way across in a big arc and lands in the water. So maybe if I scuba dive down there, I'll find a pot of gold, but I don't think I'm looking to do that right now. That's quite the view. Some pretty cool water today too. But I'm gonna keep adventuring, and hopefully we'll have dry skies for the rest of the night. So the other day when I got here, I walked down to this little beach, and my goodness, I couldn't believe my eyes. There was probably about hundreds of thousands of crabs. They were everywhere. Little tiny crabs, like about an inch or two long, running around. They look like a ton of little bugs. But let's go see if they're here right now. It doesn't look like it, but hopefully we'll be able to spot them. My guess is these guys are fiddler crabs. Fiddler crabs are cool because they got one big claw and one little claw. Oh, there's some down here, but not nearly as many. It looks like the tide is out, so they aren't gonna be here as much because usually they were on the water's edge. Here they are. See them all running? Try and catch one if I can. Oh, he went into his hole. Here, guys, I'm just gonna set you down and try and catch one. Got one. It's not the colorfulest one. Here he is. Little dude. This one doesn't look like most of them. Oop. There's some prettier ones. Hang tight, you guys. Here he is. He's got one big claw and one little claw. He's got a purple color on his back, which is really cool. Don't you be running. But then he's being nasty. There he is. Man, look at that. That's a pretty crab. Hopefully I'll get a bigger one of him, and I'll show you that one. So just hang tight, you guys. Okay, you guys, so I managed to catch a better one to show you the difference. Look at those claws. So he may be a small crab, but he does have the claws to say otherwise. Look at that one. That's like the size of a large ghost crab for a claw he's got there. And he also has a very pretty purple on his back. You can see it in the light. And a nice red claw, but I'm going to let him go before he causes trouble with my nerves and whatnot. So, bye-bye, mister. Pretty crab. But I'm going to keep adventuring after this, and hopefully I'll be able to come back when the tide is up so you can see all the tons of crabs running around. So, thanks for crab hunting with me, you guys. My goodness, you guys, take a look at this view. It just goes on for quite a ways, just this thin grassy stuff, and under it's some water, and in between there's some little canals, sort of like a delta of seawater and fresh water mixed together. So there are lots of different types of fish in there, but there's also alligators and stuff, so you got to be careful. And this is kind of what the Everglades looks like, except a lot swampier with bigger trees and deeper everything. And there's probably also lots of snakes, but the hard thing to believe is just like half a mile that way is the big ocean and nice beach and everything. So yeah, I don't know about walking down through this stuff, so I'm just gonna stick to the trail. So I am walking here in front of this big oak tree. Now you may be able to notice that there's a mossy type of stuff hanging from it. And yeah, so what that is actually called Spanish moss. Now it's not actually a moss at all, it's actually part of the pineapple family. Never would have guessed that, but yep, that's what it said in my book. And here is all the moss, and it grows and grows until it looks like, I don't know, slime hanging from the trees or something. And it's actually kind of spooky if you're out here on a full moon and it's nighttime and there's fog rolling through. And yeah, so, but the cool thing about this moss is it doesn't actually kill the tree. It's not like some little invasion plant that comes and attacks it. But as I was walking by this tree, I found a good example on how not to hide a geocache. You don't want to hide your geocache like this, right off the trail where people can see it. Like, look, I was walking right there and I could see it through this clear shot. So don't hide your geocache right there. I wasn't even intending to look for geocaches on this trail, but as I was talking about the Spanish moss, I happened to see it. And yeah, you guys, so Spanish moss is used for lots of different stuff, such as stuffing, padding, like putting it into a pillow. Just watch out because there's probably lots of bugs in it. And they used to actually use it in art forms like stuffing voodoo dolls. So yeah, this stuff has gone around quite a bit and it grows a lot in the state of Florida. But you guys, I'm going to keep hiking and see what other cool things we can come across. And here behind me we have something called a saw palm, and it's short for palmetto. And the saw palm is around here a lot. It's in front of my campsite, and it's called a saw palm because it has saw-like teeth on its leaves and stalks, which I found out while I was digging out trenches. So you guys be careful. Don't rub this palm the wrong way because it won't end good for you. But yeah, it's a very beautiful palm. There's lots of palms in the state of Florida. And yep, there it is. Got lots of little leaves and stuff. It's not like most palm leaves where it's got the stalk and they shoot out the side. This one just shoots out from that little angle. But I'm going to keep moving and see what other cool creatures and plants and objects and views and terrains and whatnot I can find. What's up, you guys? So I am out here on the beach right now, and it is windy, so it is interfering with sound issues, so that's why I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. But the weather is pretty nice right now, and hopefully it'll hold out. But as I was passing through Florida, I decided to meet up with a friend of mine who I just met today, and his name is Tyler, and he follows the adventures, and he's also got a super cool skill, and that's interpreting sign language. So here's Tyler.
Alright, what's up, you guys? So my name's Tyler, and he's right about that. I do sign language, and I'm an interpreter for that. So I'm just really thankful that Alec let me come out here and just kind of be done with it.
So look at that, you guys. So we're gonna go out into the surf and see what we can catch. Okay, you guys, so we did manage to catch a little fish in the surf, and this is some type of fish. It's either a shad or some other little surf fish, little bait fish thing. Here he is. It's kind of like the ones in the Gulf of Mexico. And yeah, there he's got a nice little yellow tail, silvery skin. He's got a protective layer of slime. Would you like to say anything in sign language, Tyler?
No, that's just kind of small, but it's the third fish we've gotten. So I guess we'll just keep on trying until we find something bigger.
You heard it, folks. Okay, we're gonna go back in the surf, and if all else fails, we'll start playing on the skimboard.